What's going on, everybody? I'm Tony with Esquino Photography, and today I'm going to show you how I turned this into this. So a couple months ago in October, I put together a photo shoot called Epic Windy City. And Epic Windy City is basically a being or multiple beings that are responsible for the weather and the atmosphere in Chicago. So what you're seeing here is basically the final shot that I ended up using for my composition. And again, I turned this into this, and right now I'm going to take you through how I did that. Now, one of the first things that I want you to see is the actual process of the photo shoot. And this is a little quick behind the scenes look of what we actually did during the shoot. So here's Gelidia here. And if I come out here this way, I know I have a pretty awesome shot of what she looks like standing in front of the backdrop. And as you can see, I have two black backdrops. I believe this is 10 feet and this is 8 feet here. And then I have a giant light here, softbox, and another softbox over here as a kicker. And then this is actually Geraldine, the hairstylist, who's going to put on right here. If you could see that, this is going to go around her over here, just right over here. So you go through just a couple more shots. There's her posing. We ended up throwing some snow at her. Here's some more snow. And ultimately I ended up going here snowless because I like the fact that she was holding snow. And if you could see that, she is holding snow in that picture. You even holding snow here. Another thing I'll point out real quick is that on her chest, we only went down here to the V with the makeup, and that's because the dress rested a little higher on her. But I ended up doing a couple of things to offset that and process her a little bit more so that she could look super spicy in the final product. The original idea I had was to put her in an environment like this, but the problem that I saw with that is that it didn't tell enough of a story. Like, I couldn't see that she was a snow queen or that she reigned over a specific world or had her own castle, and it bothered me. So that's why I ended up going from there to here, right? So let me take you through this process of how I did this. And I'm not going to say that it's fairly simple because it does take a lot of practice to put something like this together, but I do want to show you what I ended up doing. So I'm going to go back to her photo of her kind of just holding the snow, and here it is right here. So there's her here holding the snow, and I ended up using a couple of elements. You'll see the snow castle in the background, and this is from Adobe stock. I am a Creative Cloud member, very, very proud. I've been with Adobe, man, since Adobe Premiere Pro 5.5 or 5.1, whatever that was, and that was years ago when I fell in love with video production and photography. So this is the background I use. You'll notice in the picture, it's blurred and it's colored in the background, and that's to give distance and to give a little bit of a of more of a relativity from the color from here to what I ended up doing in the final product. Another thing you'll see is the snow. The snow is this snow right here, and again, this is from Adobe stock, and I took this snow, channeled out all of the snow, got rid of the blue, and put that through a screen layer so that we can see the snow here and still be able to see through the snow. And the cool thing about it that I like is that the snow is on the outside of the cave and not on the inside, giving it depth. And then of course she's holding the snow, so maybe she's the one responsible for throwing it out there and making the whole world snow. The other side that you'll see here is this cave. I had to put her in the cave because I needed an excuse for her to have light on her face. The excuse in this situation is that there's a torch in the cave. The torch is bouncing this light. It's only lighting this area because that's the hottest. Over here, it's dark because the torch light doesn't reach that side of the cave. Down here, this is a little bit of natural spill from the light coming off here. And then she's so deep in the cave that this part of her body is lit more than this side. And that's kind of just light theory. But the cave is actually this. Here, and I'll blow that up a little bit for you. This is the cave, again, another Adobe stock image. So I cut out the cave, and of course this is actually this is a preview version. I have a downloaded version of it, but I took the cave, I colored it to match, and boom. Okay, so I'm going to take you through layer by layer really quick of how the image was actually built. So here is her cut out. So again, it's this picture here, but without the black in it. So there's that. And then I'm going to come over here, and I should have named these layers, but here is the cave with the cave being cut out, colored, and then the cave with some fire on it. All right, and then let's see what else I got here. This is actually my model. Okay, and as for my model, I had to, of course, go ahead and give her a little bit of some of that light to bounce on her. So all I did was I did what's called a mask, and I masked the this same color right here over her to make it look like the light was bouncing on her. Let's see. Here's some of the snow, which we'll go through. And again, I did this late last night, and I was supposed to name my layers. And truth be told, you need to name your layers because then it's a ton of confusion. But I was just so much on a roll yesterday. I wanted to get the sucker produced in this little discoloration. Here's the actual torch that I ended up using. That torch, I believe, there it is. There is two different pictures. So one of them is the torch. Another one is fire. So two different pictures. Of course, I ended up coloring that. My castle in the background is there. Okay, and there's a color layer, so I added that. So I'm just going to keep going here, and there's Gelidia really wide because I wanted to do a version of the photo where she looked like she was just gigantic, and I ended up going for the other version because I just love the way she looks here in the castle on her own. So later on, I added the snow. Let's see if I can find my snow layer. There's my snow layer. And then ultimately some sharpening. Sharpening there, you'll see from here to there. It just really brings up the photo. And then, of course, I ended up pushing the colors more. Gave it a little bit of this kind of sheen. And then played around with the levels that I liked. And I ultimately ended up settling for this here. And then, boop, with the logo. So that is how I made Gelidia. Maybe let's name it right now. Maybe Gelidia, Queen of the Castle, or Queen of the Snow Castle. I don't know. Name it. Do me a favor. Put in the comments below what you think the name of this photo should be. We'll do that. But guys, that is it. My name is Tony with Escarino Photography. Hopefully, you got some, you got something out of this. I love behind the scenes videos, which is why I'm starting to do them. And it just really kind of just puts out there what the creative workflow is and gives you an idea of what I'm capable of doing, and hopefully it springs a little bit of what you're capable of doing also in your mind. So peace, guys. I'm out of here. Thank you so much for watching the video, and don't forget to subscribe on Facebook and on YouTube at Escarino Photography. Take care.